Hey, how's it going, everybody? Ramon here with another episode of Aloha Plant Daddy. Today's episode, we're gonna do some more potting. I just happened to pick up some new plants, so today we're gonna be repotting this beautiful Philodendron Brasil. It's already been potted, but it's been having some issues. It's been having a lot of die-off, a lot of dying leaves. And so I gotta figure out what's going on. I'm not too sure if it's root rot or what, but I'm gonna open it up, repot it, and hopefully keep an eye on it. Hopefully things turn back to normal. Next, I got this classic golden pothos right here. We're gonna repot that I just picked up from a big box store about a week ago. So it's kind of outgrown its pot. It's a really healthy plant. It's got a lot of variegation, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous plant, and I'm excited to repot it with you guys and share the knowledge. Next, I've got a silver and pothos right here. So it's been propagating for about 3 weeks. I'll pull it out so you guys can take a look. Its root system is well established. So we're gonna be repotting this guy and getting it ready for its new home. It's actually gonna be gifted to a coworker who's been wanting to get into growing plants. So this is my gift to that person to say, hey, here's your first plant, and happy starting of a new journey, because once you start, it's really hard to stop. So last but not least, we're gonna be propagating this cutting right here of a Monstera Adansonii, or Swiss cheese. A little bit about this plant, I picked it up 2 months ago, and really I hadn't seen much growth. The plant, it's just been sitting in a pot and it hadn't been doing anything. It lost a lot of leaves. You can see this section right here is missing a ton of leaves. So I'm not too sure if it's a soil thing or if it's nutrients. I had it on the same water schedule as the other plants, and it just hadn't been doing good. So we're gonna start over. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some nodes, and we're gonna start some new propagation with some propagation stations I just picked up from Amazon, and also some really cool hanging propagation stations that I picked up. So I'll swing the camera over, and once I get everything set up, and I'll show you guys how it looks. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so next up we got this really healthy golden pothos, or devil's ivy, as it's also called. We're gonna get it repotted. The thing I like about this plant is I consider this plant a home plant. It's been in my family for a really long time. Not this particular plant right here, but the species in general. It's been something that I've always seen as a kid in my great aunt's house growing up. So naturally, here I am with several different varieties of golden pothos, including this really nice variegated specimen. So we're gonna go ahead and get this plant repotted and get it hung. So stick around, and let's get started. These little hanging pots are really nice to look at, but long term, they are a bad idea. Oh yeah, look at the bottom of this thing. It's compacted, so super ready to be repotted. I think this is peat moss. This doesn't seem like soil. I'm just breaking this apart to encourage some growth. So the plant's really healthy, so I'm not gonna break it apart too much, but yeah, look at that. Look at that. All right, cool. All right, so we got our pot ready, got our soil mix ready. Go ahead and place this plant in the pot. There. Get in there. All right. repotted. Ugh. Whew. Ah, the root on this plant is just screaming for freedom. Jeez. Look at that. All right. This poor plant. Man, this thing is, it's really gonna flourish. All right, let's get some soil on this backside right here. A lot of that root system. Compacted, so there we go. All right, so the next project I want to work on is getting this Philodendron Brasil repotted. I'm not too sure what's going on, but it's, like I said, it's been having a lot of die-off and a lot of issues. So we're gonna pull it out of the pot, break apart the roots, see what's going on, try to figure some things out, and hopefully shoot another episode with this same exact plant in 2 weeks and update you guys on its progress. Let's go ahead and get her pulled out of this pot. Yeah, it's definitely root bound from the original pot itself. Look at that. So let's get a lot of this out of here. So I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this older root system to make way for a smaller pot and hopefully some new roots. So hopefully I can encourage some new growth by breaking apart a lot of these roots. All right, so I'm separating the plant. Actually, I'm gonna separate this into two plants because, yeah, there's still a lot of root system on this side over here. So we'll take this smaller stalk. Right, and it's ready to be repotted. Let's some soil in there. Let's pull this system back. So I don't like my roots being too close to the edges. Not that I don't know. I don't think it matters, but it's just something I'm very cognizant of. All right, so this plant hopefully will do better. You have it. So that's one plant. And we got another plant. I like to place my plants directly in the center of the pot. I try not to get the root system too close to the edges of the pot so it has room to grow in all directions and get nice and full. All right, there you have it. So hopefully this plant is a lot happier and healthier now that it's been, you know, a lot of the old root system has been separated. And hopefully this encourages some new growth. So I'm also going to prune a bunch of this die-off. So there is a lot of dead leaves. So the first time I saw this plant was at Mary's Gardens, and it's a local nursery here on the island of Oahu. I will place the address in the description, so if you're ever visiting, definitely pay them a visit and tell them Aloha Plant Daddy sent you. All right, cool. So we've got our plants separated. Now we're gonna do some pruning. Get these dead leaves off. All right, so essentially what I did was I separated the older plant. A lot of the roots, what I found out is a lot of the roots were just compacted. The plant was definitely root bound in the original soil. My mistake was pulling it out of the original pot, placing the entire bottom of the plant into the new pot without breaking apart the roots, and just pulling out a lot of that old root system to promote more growth. So I believe that's why there was a lot of yellowing and the plant was not looking healthy at all. But yeah, what I did was I basically separated everything, pulled out the compacted roots, got them in 2 separate pots, and yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna look like in 2 to 3 weeks. So I've noticed that this particular plant, the Philo Brasil, grows really well here in Hawaii, especially in the humidity of my living room. I kid you not, this plant probably grows about 3 to 4 inches a week. The one that I have hanging in the kitchen is super big, and yeah, these plants just do really well here in this environment. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. If you haven't already, like, subscribe to the channel, become a subscriber. You can also find us on Instagram at Aloha Plant Daddy. Give us a follow. Aloha. See you later next episode.